My name is Minnie Getz. I'm recording this onto a cassette tape because my life has gotten really crazy of late. I had sex today.
I'm so happy.
I think this film is really smart about the things that go on in teenagers' hearts and minds, but certainly young females' hearts and minds in a lot of ways, which is that, you know, it toggles so well between a kind of like innocence and naivete and sort of smarts, and it really does like juxtaposes things that are like, oh, she's so smart here. This is like a triumphant moment. This is a moment of wisdom, and this is a moment of like absolute stupidity. And oh, look, you know, and a vulnerability. And here's her playing grown up. Here's her moving towards being a grown up, and here's her being a kid. And how do you protect a kid?
Nobody loves me. Maybe I should kill myself.
Nah, alienation is good for your art.
Maybe I should paint a picture. I should paint a picture.
It doesn't matter what kind of art you do, you just have to do it.
I want to discipline myself to draw every day. That's what I have to do, right? I get distracted sometimes, overwhelmed by my all-consuming thoughts about sex and men.
You know, I think the weird thing about criticism is sometimes you think that everybody's supposed to see everything, every movie's for everybody, and if it fails, if it isn't for everybody. And I think this is one of those movies where I don't think it is for everybody necessarily. I think that it really speaks to, I think it speaks to women who recognize that moment in their lives of like sort of burgeoning sexuality. And I think it probably speaks, you know, and I think it could be a date movie within that context, but a really uncomfortable one.
This makes me officially an adult. Do I look different than I did yesterday?
Absolutely not. Sex doesn't make you an adult, but that is such a great moment in the film in terms of just like saying what's so, you know, what's empowering and what keeps kids vulnerable. At the screening I was at Sundance, it was the very last one, and a gentleman asked at the Q&A, because there's always Q&As at film festivals, that's one of the things that makes film festivals great, is someone asked if this was sort of glorifying or critiquing pedophilia, because Minnie has a relationship to her mother's boyfriend who's clearly much older. He's in his 30s, and it's deeply uncomfortable, but the director handled it so well, which is that she said neither. And in fact, the movie is really smart about managing not to be judgmental or titillating about this relationship, even though this is an R-rated film. So there's a lot of stuff that's pretty explicit and, by the way, therefore really uncomfortable, because you buy into the fact that this is a teenager having an affair with an older man.
Is this what it feels like for someone to love you? Somebody wants me. Somebody wants to have sex with me.
You know, it's like one of those girls' night out movies when you really want to have an interesting conversation about what your lives are and what they were when you were like 15, 16 and coming of age. When you were like not, you know, it's like that great tension between sort of kind of horny, kind of romantic, you know, having like wanting to be in love and be loved, and sort of having that tangled up with wanting to have sex and sort of desire and all this awakening stuff that I think is pretty rich territory for some fairly adult conversations. But that's a particular group of people. But in that way, it's a really pretty, I mean, I think it's a special film, just not an easy one. That happens.
I know nothing's changed, but everything looks totally different to me now.
True when I wake up and I see you next to me. It comes true when I wake up and I see you next to me.
This is for all the girls when they have grown.
This is for all the girls when they have grown. I am sorry. That's better than any MPAA rating. It says who this movie's for. Don't be silly. Don't be a parent who takes their kid to see Bad Santa thinking, what did you not understand about bad? It's like, and this is a little bait and switch too. It's like, this movie is not really for teenagers. It looks like a coming-of-age film, and it is a coming-of-age film, but guess what? This is for all the girls when they have grown. It is like some serious reckoning going on in this film.